It's the Rundown. It's brought to you by Brandon Walker wearing a backwards shirt.
You had to bring attention to it. I like the back part of it better than the front.
You can tell. It is funny, though, because you can see, like, the tail, like, it rides up on your neck because it's the back.
Would you like me to turn it around?
No, it's good. This is good.
That is a stupidly designed shirt. That should for sure be on the front.
It should be on the front.
Yeah, that's a bad job by
No, it's a great job. It's a great shirt, but it should be on the front.
Is that our shirt?
No, this is a company in Starkville. It's okay.
Yeah, let's just promote other T-shirt companies. Good idea, Brandon. It's brought to you by New Amsterdam Vodka. This golf season, New Amsterdam Vodka, the official vodka of Barstool Sports, wants to make any hole on the course the 19th hole. There's nothing better than enjoying a well-made transfusion during all year round, during your round, sorry. And now you got a chance for free golf gear for you and all your friends for doing it. So from July 5th through September 30th, if you take a picture of your New Amsterdam transfusion and include hashtag 19th hole contest in your tweet, you got a chance to win a Barstool Transfusion New Amsterdam Vodka merch pack. That means Orca tumblers, golf polos, towels, glasswares, putter covers, and more. You can find out more details by heading over to barstoolsports.com/19th hole contest. Winners are selected every week between July 5th and September 30th. So you got a lot of chances to win all sorts of gear. So get your bottle of New Amsterdam and enter with Barstool Sports. Big weekend, a lot of shit to talk about. We'll go like in reverse order here because obviously the breaking news here, baseball's in a little bit of trouble. A little bit. COVID is ripping through the Miami Marlins. No surprise there. So now,
fuck the Marlins, man.
Honestly, just fucking get rid of them. Relegate them. Be gone. You're done.
We should have made a list beforehand. Be like, here are the teams that if they get a COVID outbreak, like we will pause the season.
So are you getting rid of the Rays too?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Florida?
probably,
Yeah.
probably.
Anybody who's in like an epicenter or who kind of stinks,
or has been created in the last like 30 years.
Please God, relegate the Mets. Get rid of the fucking Mets.
What are the teams? Let's do it right now. What are the teams that if they have a COVID outbreak, we can be like, dude, we can keep doing the season?
Marlins,
Rays,
Diamondbacks,
Padres,
Rockies,
Rockies,
Mariners. They suck though.
Griffey Jr. though.
He's not playing.
Yeah,
not
I
there
know,
anymore.
but that happened. That was a thing.
If he gets it, he might die.
Pirates.
Yeah, Pirates are pretty bad. Blue Jays.
Blue Jays.
Good. I was gonna say like any ownership that like doesn't give a fuck, but
right.
But
Blue Jays had keep in.
Blue Jays, they moved to Buffalo for the season. That's kind of cool. I like that. Rangers.
Orioles.
I think the Rangers are incredibly irrelevant. They're never as bad as these other teams, but like who gives a fuck what the Rangers do?
Rangers opened a new stadium and nobody cares.
Everyone just trashed it.
Yeah.
It's just the wrong state. Like it's just. I mean, I know Houston's there, but I mean, like nobody gives a fuck about the Rangers. It's all football.
I think baseball. I mean, listen.
Let's
just see. We're okay. We're okay for right now. Let's not panic until later. I'm not panicking. What is this? What is this?
Brandon desperately wants
freaking out.
Pick
I want the
Central back.
sports.
I do too. I'm freaking out.
But you're already the host of the show.
I'm pushing it off onto Brandon.
He feels exactly how I feel.
But I'm making fun of you for feeling that way, being like, how could you care about sports?
It's also tough when you're the fourth mic on a show and Dan gets to host one. You would get to host one
Pick
if sports
Central.
came back.
Everyone was excited. August 3rd has now been
shows.
Momentarily suspended. Pick Central is not going to be back August 3rd.
You're on 6
you don't
shows,
know that.
Brandon,
I've just announced
We still got hockey and we still got basketball. That's not a decision that needs to be made right now.
You bring up an interesting point because obviously hockey and basketball do the bubble, baseball did not.
Is hockey pure bubble?
2 bubbles.
2 bubbles.
Pure 2 bubbles.
They have one in Edmonton and one in where?
Also Canada.
Right? Yeah, another spot in Canada.
Maybe Vancouver.
And that's the thing.
Calgary?
Like everybody's saying.
Toronto.
The difference, you got less teams, less personnel per team, indoor sport. I get it, huge differences. But to just not do any of it, to just be like, well, we're just going to travel. Like, I love the idea of keeping it in regions, but traveling, like, up north and south is the same shit as traveling east and west. As long as you're traveling and out there, you're going to get sick.
And baseball, they proposed the bubble, and
the players shot it down. And
so
fuck you. I mean, that should have been right up there with no fans. Like, everyone agreed there should be no fans in the stands. Right alongside that should have been, there's just no travel. You can't do it.
The only sport that I really do not think you can do a bubble is football. I just don't understand because there's like 250 people in that building.
The thing about football too, though, is it's only once a week, which I think baseball being out there every night's a problem. You only travel 8 times a year. So I think it could be different for football, but I think they have to be taking a look going, look, no bubble does not fucking work.
Yeah, but how are you going to, like, basketball can use 1 court, 2 courts, something like that. How would football do it?
No,
How would football do a bubble where they have 1 stadium, when they have 2? And where would they?
No, they could do if you had, I don't know, how many, you maybe do like teams of 10, so 3 bubbles.
3 bubbles.
So there's 10 teams in each bubble. Teams play each other basically.
So 5 games a week. You need 2 stadiums in the bubble?
You have to need multiple stadiums.
No, you wouldn't need it. You could stagger those.
With baseball, you do cities that have multiple teams. So like if you had a bubble in New York, you have Yankee Stadium and Citi Field. You do a bubble in Chicago, you got the Cubs and Red Sox. You do a bubble in LA, you have the Angels and Dodgers. And you can play multiple games per day, and nobody leaves that fucking region.
Right.
Like, I mean, I'm sure there's
that
some
makes a lot
problems
of sense now. Well,
it
does make sense.
Absolutely, hindsight for us. But when you are on the head of a players' union, when you're the marketing personnel for a bajillion-dollar league, there should be foresight like that. There should be enough foresight to say, like, hey, we could probably pull off some sort of bubble thing too.
It's also impossible to have people in, baseball team and be like, we trust that you're making the right decisions.
Can't do it.
It's a human thing.
Can't do it.
If you aren't sitting here today and being like, I am just as cautious as I was 4 months ago, you're a fucking liar. You're a liar. Like, as humans, we slowly start to be like, we're not as afraid. We're going to start taking more risks. We're going to start doing things differently. And this is what happened. I know I don't treat it the same way.
And that's on top of, like, you did take it seriously. There were people who didn't take it seriously from Jump Street.
Right.
The coronavirus is just like the flu, right?
I don't know.
Except people die with it, but I guess people die with the flu.
People die with the flu.
Yeah.
The only thing you can say with certainty in the last 4 months that we've learned is that if you don't protect people from themselves, if you give people the option to do shit or go places or be out, they'll do it.
How are you?
Good to meet you.
Okay.
And I know the opposite side is like you're taking away freedom, but it's like I guarantee you there were dudes on the Marlins who were like partying or not fucking following the rules.
Well, you
now
can't
the league's
guarantee that
fucked.
though.
I have a brain, common sense.
What element of this do you think baseball kind of dicked around with the time they had to plan? Because they were actually trying to get, they were collective bargaining.
They
They
were
had to
arguing
do all
about
the money. They were arguing about money, whereas
Yeah.
basketball and hockey were arguing how we're going to do this.
Right, of course. That's why baseball sucks. They've always sucked. Now they're paying the price for it.
Would you be saying it differently if you guys had
Yes!
started 3-0?
Yes, of
What
course.
about on
If the
Friday
Mets
when you
didn't
won the
lose
game?
14
When you won the game 1-0 on Friday,
And
you
lose-
were pretty good.
And lose Diaz?
Diaz, God,
Dude,
please
Frank the
let
Tank.
Diaz
Frank
go.
the Tank.
His name is Ed Luz Diaz, and there's a million games he hasn't blown. Just you wait. Just you wait and see. I motherfucking hate you, Ed Luz Diaz! I motherfucking hate you!
Ed Luz Diaz.
Ed Luz Diaz, he's terrible.
It's gonna be a homer that's gonna go over the fence because he sucks. 'Cause he sucks.
That's it. The experiment's over. It's done. But
It wasn't really an experiment. It was like 4 or 5 years, right?
for Diaz?
Yeah.
No, I mean he's been on the Mets for
It
he was
was
very good 2
so-
years ago. Very good.
It was
Like,
so
awesome.
healing to
And
see
then-
Frank's tweets
Yeah,
again.
nature is healing.
That was
Yeah.
nice.
I mean,
He'd
I
he'd be
really-
like, season's over after the second game.
Between a blown save into a blowout, it was like, oh, okay, yeah, wait a minute. I don't know why I
he
expected
turned out to
anything
be
else.
right. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know why. I sat there talking to myself about the offense. Well, the bullpen does have a lot of names that if they do play up to their potential, the starting pitching will be a problem. And then, yeah, Rick Porcello gets shelled. Diaz sucks. The offense is gone. I was about to console. I really was on day 2. And now I think I don't even have to worry about it. I'll just let baseball console itself. But,
We'll see.
Brandon,
We'll see. Let's just see.
Are you okay?
Well,
Let me just ask you a
what he
serious
does.
question. Let me ask you a serious
The
question.
Marlins are canceled for the week, probably. The Yankees and Phillies are going to take a day, test all the Phillies, see what happens. But
They're not playing tonight, though, right?
They're not playing
That's
tonight. We got 2
officially
games canceled so far.
Right,
We got the
right.
Yankees, Phillies, Marlins, Orioles.
They did cancel the other game?
Yeah,
Yes.
postponed.
Damn.
Yeah.
Because the Phillies, you got to find out. You got to test them, see what's going
But
on.
then isn't the problem that you might not test positive today? Didn't we learn that you can test positive anytime
I
in the
don't
next
know
2
what
weeks?
the fucking problem is.
know.
I just see the games on the
Just
schedule.
throw
I
out
put
an
money out
Give us
there.
an assessment date. That's when you start feeling nervous about this, you give us an assessment.
I think tomorrow afternoon we can assess. Let's see what the Phillies do. Let's let the Phillies get a good night of sleep and see what happens. Get some dime tap in the
Get them some fucking vitamin
some Robitussin, and they'll be fine.
Yeah,
take a couple Flintstones vitamins, shake it off.
We'll be fine.
Put the Vicks vapor rub on the chest.
Yeah, get them in the bed at like 9 o'clock.
Yo,
sleep
how
all the way
about
through
the
night.
fact?
So definitely behind this door. Hi, hey Kevin. How are you?
Good, man.
Just doing bed check.
Oh, yeah?
I'm making sure all Barstool personalities are being responsible and they're in their beds.
That they knew earlier in the weekend, though. They were like, "Yeah, we got positive tests. No big deal." I mean,
it's
come
crazy.
the fuck
Because some
on.
of the positive tests are like, I don't know what baseball is doing, but some of their tests are just up and down. They're crazy, and like one guy tests positive one day, and then 5 minutes later tests negative.
This is the problem. You can't corral this shit.
What was the original assessment date?
That was
May 1st?
May 1st.
May 1st was the day that we were supposed to figure out, like, all right, we're good to go.
Yeah. Eddie, your chimpanzee story is the main event today. Well, that was when we were going to assess if we were good to go. And we did. We assessed and then we kept assessing. And now we're still assessing. And August 1st, probably another assessment day.
All right. So I can understand you are talking with your heart here.
Yeah.
But if you were to talk with your wallet, if you were to make a bet right now, put some money on it, what do you think happens with baseball?
I
think there will be a full baseball season.
I think there will be a baseball
What about
season.
college football?
That's a little more sketchy. I think baseball's in it now. They knew they were going to, when you're going into this, you're going to have positive tests at some point.
Correct.
You're trying to live with it. So now they got to figure out a way to live with it.
The problem
I don't
is,
think we expected. I don't know why I didn't expect this. I didn't expect a team to be like, bam, we've got 12 positive tests right away.
What you just said, Brandon, is right. That going into
It's
it, you're
just
going to
the
get
Marlins.
positive tests.
It
I
really is
agree.
true. It's so true.
But you also are implying there that baseball has a plan.
And they
don't.
None.
Well, I think that
They do have.
Like, do you think they
John
actually
Mattingly
sat
They do
down?
have the weakest leadership in
The Athletic had an
sports.
article that was like, talking to Mattingly about the positive test, and he was like, "Yeah, we just didn't really think about not playing." What? How is there no protocol in place for a positive test that you have to follow? It's like, yeah, we just never envisioned that. Okay, great. So, what do you think? Honest.
I'm going to bet baseball tonight. I'm going to bet baseball tomorrow.
I think baseball is going to be okay.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I think the problem ends
this
up
is-
being scheduling. Forget player safety, all that shit is most important. But then it's like, you just be playing double headers if we have all these.
Yeah,
cancellations.
but we just lost the Marlins Orioles. Who cares if that doesn't get made up
Yeah,
later?
that's
Right,
true.
but I mean, you think this is going to happen to one team and one team only?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
The bad teams. The weak
It's
teams.
it's more. I'm
This
more
is
scared
needed.
about.
This is Darwinism of sports.
Yeah, this is all bad for football though. Like anything that's any non-bubble sport that can't survive, it's like
Yep.
football's in in
Yep.
danger.
I mean, part of me, we already said that. I think we said this on some show. Like, I understand the procrastination, being like, I'm not going to deal with this until the last
Yes.
minute. But the fact that there's been 4 months and they just haven't done a thing is pretty crazy.
And think about this. Football is a sport that for years and years and years and years, basically the entire history of football, dudes would get knocked out and be like, nah, I'm good. Like, hide concussions.
for sure.
You don't think that there'll be hidden coronavirus tests to
big
get on
time.
the field?
The only
and then
thing
it's like
that-
all of a sudden we wake up one Monday and 3 teams all have it.
Like
You're like, how does this
75
happen?
people per organization have it.
It's like,
but
well,
the thing
you're going
is,
to play.
I get the idea of hiding it, but even the people who are saying like, oh yeah, the NFL that really cares about their player safety. I mean, it's the whole problem with this. If you want to go out and mash your brain, fine. But the problem is when you bring it home to your wife and kids.
Right.
And that's always the difference here, is that it's not just you. So
Let's just come back in a few days and we'll look and see
Yeah,
where we are.
just relax.
Let's assess.
Like I
Let's
said,
assess.
let's assess. We'll
Still have your
assess.
seat
Yeah.
on the yak.
Yeah.
Let's talk about
fourth
actual
seat.
baseball, since we did get a taste of it.
Pick Central coming back August 3rd.
You're a Braves fan? Did I make that up? What are you?
Kinda.
Yeah, you don't really care about baseball.
I don't really care. No.
But I mean,
So
you
what the
like the
fuck are you
sport of
mad
baseball.
about?
I don't have. I want to have
weird.
the fucking show.
It's weird though. I mean, you know
I'm
all
a
about
Braves
baseball
fan. I
and
was
you
a
like
Braves
it,
fan. Oh,
but
I
you
love
don't.
it.
You just don't
I
have
love
a
the
team.
history. I
That's
kind of
weird.
lost connection to the Braves in the '90s when they went so many years. They
Oh
were
yeah, when
so
they were
good.
winning the fucking division title every goddamn year. It's
And-
really,
and didn't win
really,
anything.
woe is you fucking asshole.
Plus, I just know-
What a dick. That is the
Yeah,
Braves
that's-
fan
that's like-
personified. That's why
13
Braves fans don't
when
show
they
up to
win
playoff
13
games.
years in a row.
You
that they
canceled
won
your
the
fucking
NL
season
East.
last week.
And I'm still always here watching like a fucking. I don't lose.
Well, 'cause you get paid to do it.
I got disconnected from my
No,
team when they
Kevin
lost
would
60
watch
seasons
anyway,
in a row.
dude.
You
Kevin
dick.
would watch.
I don't like watching 3-hour baseball games. Got some bacon coming. That's
I thought it was actually the
I watched
best.
it this weekend, but I still don't enjoy
Putting
it.
it on the radio this weekend was like, oh, it's summer again.
Yeah.
Like for the first time.
For sure. I think the cutouts oddly work and kind of make like it's a funny thing
I
to
think
talk
they
about.
make it worse.
I think it's
Oh, I
mean,
like the cutouts. The fake fans are the worst.
Why are
Yeah,
there,
fake fans are stupid.
Why are there cutouts like in certain sections? Like, why are there 3 dogs in one
I
section?
know.
I like
know. But I like that the chances of that home run hitting fucking Willow McNeil is like impossible, and it happened.
And this breaking ball ripped toward right. Conforto on the run, and that ball is gone.
It adds a little the stuffed bears in that one picture.
Yes.
I even think the Mookie Betts thing, which should have been like an iconic photo, is now iconic for different reasons because it's just ridiculous. I liked it all. I mean, except for my product on the field was a fucking disaster. Cubs were good, right?
2-1, yeah.
2-1.
So every team is 1-2 or 2-1. No one got swept.
Wow, interesting.
That's
So
crazy.
everybody's still in the hunt, man.
Everyone's still in the hunt.
Well, not the Marlins.
And not the Mets. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
They're okay. Played a superior team.
Assess them.
I assessed them. They looked okay on
See,
Friday.
that's the problem. Is like they're really like we're supposed to not be like that much of a superior team. Like everybody was hoping that it was going to be much more of an even playing field between the Mets and the rest of the NL
Well,
East. And
you know, the Braves
look like
only
it.
blew them out one game. The first 2 games were very, very, very close.
That's true.
yeah, I know, Brandon.
On aggregate, though,
Yeah, it's a big
Spread it
gap.
out.
Big
you
gap.
know,
run
do a little,
differential.
average run scored. It's a little bit different. All right, second half of the Rundown is brought to you by Manscaped. Summer's in full swing, so you got to make sure you're scaping all summer long. You don't want to be sweaty and gross and hairy like Brandon. You want to keep it tight. You want to keep it smooth. Down to your fingernails, too. They got the Shears Kit 2.0 featuring tweezers, rounded scissors, fingernail clippers, and a nail file.
Not that hairy.
So you're going to have your feet and your fingers looking good. You're going to have your balls and your chest looking smooth. You got to make sure that you got the Lawnmower 2.0, the water-resistant cordless body trimmer. They've also got the anti-chafing ball deodorant, the moisturizer, plus the crop reviver. All of that. On top of it, you can get the boxer briefs, which are designed to help you breathe and not sweat. So after you do all the manscaping and moisturizing and put on the lotion and the deodorant, you put on the boxers to make sure that you keep it all tight. Go to manscaped.com, promo code Rundown, get 20% off plus free shipping when you go to manscaped.com, promo code Rundown for 20% off. Lou Williams is a fucking icon. He's a goddamn legend. If we don't have like
good-ass chicken wings.
That's what I hear. I mean, I gotta try these fucking wings. The amount of people who are like, you should risk your life and your career for these wings. Like, holy moly.
Listen, I'm a big guy. I love to eat. I done been to Magic City. The wings are fire.
And Lou Williams, credit to him, if you look at his tweets, he's been talking about these wings for a long time. They named a wing after him.
I know. And that, by the way, I've always said having a sandwich named after you is like the pinnacle. I think having a wing at a renowned wing spot is like...
It's also a strip club.
Also,
Yeah, right.
more
But I mean,
renowned for being a strip
But at this
club.
point, I don't know. Is it? I mean, the way people
yeah.
are talking, it
Yeah,
sounded
yeah.
like he went for the wings and
Yeah.
not for
No,
the tits.
he went for the titties.
I just,
You think? I don't know, man.
Magic City is my favorite restaurant in the world.
I didn't know they even have food like that, but okay.
I mean, he went for the wings, but he also went for the
I
titties.
think it was the wings. I think it was the wings.
Do you think he didn't look at titties at all?
No, but I think
I'm
the
sure
wings.
he did, but I feel like when you're an NBA player, you see tits, you see ass, you have sex 24 hours
Yeah,
a
but
day. The wings are the wings.
There's also wings everywhere. I mean,
No, dude.
Atlanta's got great wings
Listen,
everywhere.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
telling you, I searched it. He's been mentioning it like every month. Someone will be like, "Hey, Lou, what's your favorite wings?" Magic City.
Magic City, every time.
Every time.
I love like he's with Jack Harlow. There was like this little investigation. They tried to play it off.
The reminiscing. I was just reminiscing because I miss him. And it's like Lou Williams is
Old
wearing
picture.
the mask that they gave out in the bubble.
It's incredible. I mean, the scrambling to try to cover that up was great.
I know you said we give credit to the NBA and hockey for having a bubble, but NBA players, it doesn't appear they're going to respect the bubble at all.
No, I mean, they might have their own problems. And at least at that point, you can say, well, you know, we fucking tried and like we let the kids run wild. But to not even have a bubble is probably the problem.
Also, the NBA I still think is going to work just because once you get playing
Yeah.
and once you start eliminating teams, the teams that are still left are going to be taking it a lot more serious. Like, they're going to be in a month and a
Playoff
half.
teams are not going to fucking Magic City and like, you know what I mean?
Well, and especially in a month and a half when you get down to there's only 8 teams left.
Right.
Like, all those teams have a chance.
And I believe the plan is when teams leave, then family members and shit can come visit. So those
Right.
it becomes a lot more normalized. But Lou is just You know, we've heard, the dude picking up his delivery, and I'm sure there's other guys who have snuck in and out unnoticed, but Lou Williams' Magic City will go down in sports history. It's an unbelievable one. Also in sports this weekend, heavy sports rundown. Jamal Adams gets traded.
Sports are back.
Jamal Adams is a fucking asshole. But so are the Jets. The Jets, I can't blame Jamal Adams for not wanting to get the fuck out of there.
The Jets got a great deal.
Dude, the Jets got a great deal.
I know. So
this is a great thing for the Jets.
If you're gonna, well, here's my problem. The actual deal itself, the problem is that trade is only gonna look as good as those picks end up. And
it's
in my history,
though.
I know, I get it. I understand. In a vacuum, this is like, yes, you can get that many good picks for a safety and a safety who didn't want to be there. Do it every time. My problem is, one, that the Jets are just still in this position where players don't want to play for them, and they hired the wrong coach, and there's drama and all that shit. And two, I just don't I don't think those picks are going to turn into anything because they never fucking do.
Well, the last one, didn't Jamal Adams turn into something?
Yeah, well, I don't know. Well,
and isn't the new GM, he's relatively new, right?
Yeah.
He's been on point
he's
the
good,
whole time.
Except for, that's why he's got to get rid of Adam Gase. I want Joe picking
Adam
a
Gase,
coach.
I don't agree with him being the coach, but I think this is a great moment for the Jets.
Jamal Adams is such an asshole, but it's like, can you blame him for being like, I don't want to play for Adam Gase. This guy's a clown.
It's going to be interesting, too. That I saw a report that he's going to not get a new deal right away for the Seahawks.
He's playing for his rookie deal,
This is going to happen again in Seattle.
Well, he wanted desperately to play for the Cowboys. Apparently was reaching out to Cowboys players, asking them to talk to the front office in Dallas, being like, why don't you go get Jamal? Why don't you go get Jamal? The Jets found out about that. They were like, fuck you, we're trading you, but not to where you want to go. But it feels like destiny that he'll end up in Dallas eventually. And it ends Jerry Jones and Jamal Adams just being ridiculous assholes together. It's a match made in heaven. So
it's good for you, though.
Yeah, I will take 2 first-round picks for a guy, especially for a team that still
safety.
needs a lot of building.
Yeah. Right.
You know what I mean? If it was like we were one player away and we needed help with our secondary and Jamal Adams was that guy.
Listen,
but that's never really the case with a safety.
Speaking as someone, my team traded 2 first-round picks for a defensive player, and I think when you get a Khalil Mack, it's a lot more impactful than a safety. I still, it's still up in the air, was that a good move? Because you're just giving up so many assets for one guy.
Right.
And it's not a quarterback.
And Jamal Adams is good, but his number, if you go by his numbers, he looks incredible. But he got 4 sacks in 2 games on kind of fluke plays and a couple picks and a fumble return for a touchdown. Things that just don't happen that often. That year after year, that's not going to continue to happen. He's not going to get
safety.
you.
You want a better safety than a bad one, but it's not.
Right. I'm just saying you're not getting 8 sacks a
Seattle,
year from Jamal Adams.
They're all in. They're all in.
They're always all in.
They're always all in.
Because they have Russell Wilson.
They have Russell Wilson. They have a great quarterback, and their defense is good at every level now, and they were already pretty good back there.
It's one of those weird trades that works for everybody, I think. As long as Jamal Adams isn't a total cocksucker.
We'll see. If they lose him in a year, if he goes to Dallas, if they lose him in 2 years, it really doesn't. Unless they win a Super Bowl, then it works.
What is bizarre, though, is looking through the Seahawks' first-round pick history. It's somehow they're good, and their first-round picks just don't matter. Everyone else in the world, it's all dependent on their first-round picks.
It's all Russell Wilson, and then that's why the Jets, it's a good trade for the Jets, but it's still all dependent on whether Sam Darnold's the guy.
Right.
Because Sam Darnold's been good enough that you're going to probably, do the fifth year.
For sure.
And then, so you're basically you're using those 2 draft picks
to build
Sam Darnold up.
Right. Which has to be the move.
And if he sucks, then it all doesn't matter.
If in a couple years, if there's 2 other good first-round offensive weapons around Sam Darnold, it's way better than having Sam Darnold and Jamal Adams.
Right.
Way better.
So we'll see how that shakes out. And last bit, rest in peace to I think one of the most universally beloved people ever, Regis Philbin, dead at 88, I think.
88.
Right before his 89th birthday.
That's a nice round number.
I don't think anybody in the world. Have you ever seen anybody be like, fuck Regis Philbin?
And I believe I don't need any help. I don't need it.
No,
I don't think so. He
Never
was
heard it.
very well liked, but his death came out of nowhere. I didn't realize I didn't realize he was 88.
What?
I thought he was 188.
I thought he was
Regis
70.
has been fucking 88 for 25 years.
He was 88 when he was on Crowd Goes
His
Wild.
name is Regis. He was born 88.
He wasn't born 88.
Yes, he was. His name is fucking Regis.
You know what's wild about him, too, is he's got, fans from Millionaire. He's got fans from Regis and Kelly. He's got fans from, every fucking thing under the sun he ever did. And then this weekend of baseball, that first pitch was circulating. That was a money toss from a dude who had to be 88 at the time when he threw it.
Yeah, he's
always been 88.
How do you think that Regis' death came out of nowhere?
I just thought it came out of
if
nowhere.
Bob Barker dies tomorrow, you're going to be like, damn, that was crazy.
Bob Barker, Regis didn't get famous till he was 45, really famous. Bob Barker was famous. Alex Trebek was famous when he was like 25.
But Regis was kind of an old guy for millionaire.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
He was.
Yeah.
I forgot
he's
about
been
it.
a gray-haired old guy for 40 years.
He's like,
I can't believe you just said it came out of nowhere. For anyone who dies at the age of 88, it did not come out of nowhere.
He didn't have any illness. Nobody told me he was sick.
I was going to say he held on.
I know that Alex Trebek is sick. If he dies, I understand.
I actually realized, reading obituaries and shit, it didn't say how he died. It was just like he's gone.
He just died.
But I actually, when I saw that he died, I was like, if he really wanted to get maximum impact of his death, he probably should have done it like 5 years ago.
He's also 88.
I don't know. I saw the news. I was like, oh yeah. I didn't realize he was still alive.
You think a man dies at 88? He's been out of the spotlight for a while. Regis hasn't been out of the spotlight for what? 5 years?
He just kept going,
Hasn't
man.
been long.
He did the Fox Sports 1 show.
That was insane.
Yeah.
Remember that Fox
so
Sports
bad.
1 trying to get new and edgy, and they got 88-year-old Regis Philbin? That was nuts.
Oh, yeah, like that was 7 years ago. They got 88-year-old Regis Philbin. 88-year-old Regis Philbin did Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
One of my favorite clips ever, by the way.
Yeah, he's a universally loved guy.
You ever see the Wheel of Fortune clip with the Marines? Nobody can get Kelly Ripa's name right. It's unbelievable.
No.
They all go through.
Saw that.
The puzzle is
I saw that on
completely
Twitter
solved.
this morning, but I didn't.
And they said Kelly Ripa, Kelly Ripa,
No.
Kelly Ro. I mean, it's legendary.
Let's solve the puzzle, please.
All right.
Regis Philbin and Kelly Ripa.
No, I'm sorry. We can't accept that. And Lee, it's your turn.
I'd like to solve the puzzle, please. Regis Philbin and Kelly Ripa.
No, that is not correct. Lee, would you like to say what's up there?
Regis Philbin and Kelly Ripa.
No.
So rest in peace to Regis. Bronx
That should
legend.
count if they say Kelly Ripa.
Nope.
It didn't count.
No.
I mean, if they said Brendan Walker, would it count?
Well, he says it all the fucking time.
Yes, that does count.
Yes, it would. Anything for the after show?
That's a gimme.
That's it, really. We made fun of you enough for an after show.
Regis
Yeah.
Philbin.
Oh, it's good.
Damn.
Can't believe it.
Legend.
Really, what will you do if there's no football then? When?
Dude,
I guess I'll just have a bunch of shows where I complain about not having football. I don't know.
That's what
You're
the rest
gonna
of us
cry
do.
about it, you little baby.
I'll be a little bitch. I don't know. They're gonna have football. We're gonna have football. We're gonna have basketball. We're gonna have hockey. Next week we'll all laugh about this. We'll throw our heads back. Remember when the Marlins got sick?
I really do love how I'm dealing with my own emotional
By putting it
issues,
off on me?
You're
It's
such
like
a
you need football worse
You're
than
such
I-
a bitch.
You
that
need football
cry
worse
about
than I
losing
do.
Football. What a baby. I'm just gonna go.
You're like
sobbing in my pillow.
You're like Krang in Ninja Turtles. Like his brain is here. It's like an external. It's your brain just sitting
Just
right
using
here.
me as his avatar for sadness.
Dude, no, seriously though, if football gets canceled,
It's gonna suck.
Fucked. We're fucked. No, we're
That's
fucked.
a long time,
Fuck
dude.
hard.
Yo, I mean, you look at like Broadway's not coming back till like next summer.
What?
Google's not sending
Broadway,
people
what
back
is
to the office till next July. Like the smart people of the world, the intellectuals are like, we're not doing
Is
shit.
that like? Is it set like March is the vaccine date?
Oh, and there's no shot. Whatever they're saying, it's not going to be
And
that.
then you know what the worst part is? Half our fucking country's not even gonna take the vaccine. We're just gonna be so fucked.
Well, who even cares about a
We're gonna be
vaccine
like,
if
we don't
nobody
want it.
uses it?
Like, what?
I ain't putting that in my body.
God damn it.
We're fucked. This is it. This is life. This is legitimately life forever now.
Oh.
Till all the grandparents are
reminiscing this weekend. Mark Titus, my friend Mark Titus, was like, remember the day when we were like ready for all the conference tournaments, and then in 24 hours they're like, "Yep, everything's
Life's
done."
over.
Yep.
And I think about that day often. If they cancel March Madness, now I'm talking about cancel it. I'm not talking about like I will go. I will get what's the going rate now? It's like $5,000.
Yeah.
I'll go get the $4,500 to get injected with coronavirus because I do not want to live on this earth.
Yep, that was wild.
Remember that first half of that game
First
we
half of
watched?
St. John's Creighton. Was it Creighton?
I don't think it was it Creighton?
St. John's
I think it was
someone.
Creighton. It was St. John's somebody.
Georgetown maybe.
I don't know.
But yeah, they played a half and we're like, oh,
March
at
is
least
here,
Big
man.
East is still going.
They went in the locker room and never came back.
Never came back. And that was
They
it.
went in the locker room and
still in the
the
locker
never
room over there.
They
returned.
literally pulled like the dad getting cigarettes and milk and just not coming back on us. And we're just like, wait, what?
Oh, this tragedy is killing me, man. It's funny stuff.
Damn it. All right.